Did you know Hitler might have been a sexual? Or that Stalin's own daughter defected to the United States to escape his control? In this episode of Criminal Curiosity Box, we move beyond war and politics. We uncover the intimate and disturbing aspects of two of history's most feared men, their obsessions, sexuality, views on religion and science, and the eerie ways they died. Childhood and rise to power. Every monster has a beginning. Stalin, born Ioseb Djugashvili in the small Georgian town of Gori, grew up in poverty. His father was a violent alcoholic. His mother was deeply religious. He suffered regular beatings and lived in a world of fear and instability. At age 15, he entered a seminary to become a priest, but left faith behind for revolution. He discovered the writings of Marx and Lenin and embraced atheism and communism. The shy seminarian transformed into a fiery revolutionary. He joined the Bolsheviks and climbed his way to the top through brutal politics. By the 1920s, he controlled the Soviet Union with an iron fist. Hitler's story is different, but equally dark. Born in Braunau am Inn, Austria, he had a strict and distant father, Alois. He dreamed not of power, but of art, especially painting and architecture. Twice rejected by the Vienna Academy of Fine Arts, Hitler was humiliated and embittered. While living in Vienna, he fell into poverty and developed his racial hatred. He blamed Jews for his failures and for Germany's decline. The trauma of World War I only deepened his rage and desire for vengeance. By the early 1930s, he rose from failed artist to Führer. Personal obsessions. Both men had deeply rooted obsessions, reflections of their inner insecurities. Hitler was strangely devoted to architecture and visual aesthetics. Even during World War II, he spent hours reviewing models of Germania, his dream for a new imperial capital that would replace Berlin. Some historians believe he cared more for buildings than for people. If he had been accepted into art school, some wonder, would the world have been spared the horrors of Nazism? Stalin had no artistic inclinations, only a single obsession: power. He demanded total control over his country and everyone close to him. Friends, allies, even family members were pawns in his game. He played politics like chess, always thinking 3 moves ahead. Stalin trusted no one, constantly purging and replacing those around him. He believed control was the only form of safety. Sexuality, 2 extremes. Here, their contrasts become even more striking. Hitler is often described as sexually distant, emotionally cold. Rumors circulated about his orientation, but evidence remains inconclusive. Most historians now believe he was asexual or had deep issues with intimacy. He was known to avoid physical touch and had no documented sexual affairs. His relationship with Eva Braun was more symbolic than romantic. She was kept hidden from the public and rarely seen in official events. They married just hours before their suicide, a final act of control over the narrative of his life. Stalin was the opposite, a well-known womanizer. He married twice. His first wife died young and it devastated him. His second wife, Nadezhda Alliluyeva, shot herself after a public fight with him. Many saw it as an act of rebellion against Stalin's cruelty and humiliation. Throughout his life, Stalin took lovers and used sex as manipulation. He kept his daughter Svetlana under close surveillance, jealously guarding her relationships and choices. To him, love and loyalty were always about domination. Broken families. Their private lives mirrored their political ones, full of control, fear, and collapse. Stalin had 3 children. Yakov, his eldest, was captured by the Nazis in World War II. When the Germans offered to trade him for a general, Stalin refused. Yakov died in a concentration camp, either shot or by suicide. His youngest son, Vasily, fell into alcoholism and disgrace. Only Svetlana, his daughter, escaped the family tragedy. In 1967, she defected to the United States, publicly denouncing her father and the regime he built. Hitler, in contrast, had no children, and possibly no desire for any. He kept his personal life hidden even from close aides. Eva Braun was his only real companion, but even she lived in seclusion. Their relationship was sterile, controlled, and shrouded in mystery. Moral and ideological purity. Both dictators were obsessed with purity, but with very different meanings. For Hitler, purity was racial. He believed in Aryan supremacy and the need to cleanse the bloodline. This led to one of the most horrifying genocides in human history, the Holocaust, where 6 million Jews were murdered, along with millions of others. His personal lifestyle mirrored this obsession. He was a vegetarian, didn't drink or smoke, and promoted chastity. To Hitler, sex was a distraction from greatness. His ideal human was strong, disciplined, and pure. Stalin's purity was ideological. He believed the Communist Party had to be flawless and loyal. He launched massive purges against his own comrades. One word of criticism or a wrong association could mean death. During the Great Terror of the 1930s, over 1 million people were arrested, tortured, or executed. Even high-ranking officials lived in constant fear. Stalin saw deviation as betrayal, and betrayal demanded punishment. Science, religion, and the war on truth. Both dictators waged war against religion and against inconvenient science. Stalin, ironically, had studied theology in his youth, but he became a militant atheist and destroyed thousands of churches. Religious leaders were arrested or killed. Worship was outlawed. Only during W2 did he allow limited religious freedom to boost morale. Hitler also despised organized religion. He saw Christianity as a Jewish plot to weaken Germany's strength. While he sometimes used religious imagery, his goal was a future where science would replace faith, selectively. But science too became a weapon. Hitler rejected Jewish science, banning Einstein's theories. Stalin embraced Lysenkoism, a false biological theory aligned with Marxism. It led to catastrophic agricultural failures and starvation. They didn't care about truth, only about control. Science and religion were tools to be used or destroyed. When inconvenient, they were silenced. When useful, they were twisted beyond recognition. Terror as a tool. Both ruled with terror, but they wielded it differently. Hitler ruled through spectacle and myth. He inspired millions with rallies, speeches, and nationalist pride. His Gestapo and SS enforced brutal control, but he remained above it all. To many Germans, he was the savior, not the butcher. Stalin was terror incarnate. He personally signed execution orders, including of his own friends. He ran a vast network of informants and secret police. Everyone was being watched, even the watchers. Under Stalin, fear didn't live outside your door. It lived inside your mind. Entire families disappeared overnight. People were forced to denounce their neighbors, even relatives. Trust was dead. Only fear remained. Death and legacy. Both dictators died as they lived, in darkness and control. Hitler died on April 30th, 1945. Inside his bunker in Berlin, as the Red Army closed in, he took cyanide and shot himself. Eva Braun died alongside him. Their bodies were burned, though not completely. Rumors spread that he had escaped, but evidence confirms his death in the bunker. The dream of a 1,000-year Reich ended in ash and silence. Stalin died on March 5th, 1953. 4 days earlier, he had collapsed from a stroke at his dacha. His staff, too terrified to enter his room, let him lie unconscious for hours. He was found on the floor in his own urine, alone and helpless. His death was slow and painful, and at his funeral, chaos broke out. Thousands came to mourn, and hundreds were crushed to death. Even in death, Stalin caused suffering. 2 men, 2 systems, one ruled with charisma and fanatical vision, the other with cold calculation and relentless fear. Both used terror as a tool and loyalty as a trap, and both left scars that still shape the modern world. They were not just individuals, they were systems, embodiments of totalitarian control, paranoia, and ideological extremism. To understand them is not just to study history, it's to confront the darkest parts of human nature. If this episode left you thinking, don't forget to like and subscribe. And let us know in the comments, which part shocked you the most? Thanks for watching Criminal Curiosity Box, where truth is always stranger than fiction.